2008, I'm getting kicked up by the crib. Steady contemplating where the fuck I'm about to live. Mama died, saying, yeah, my sister had a kid. It was either 55 or get killed. So my niggas said, fuck it. 5 of us putting up for one room, laying low, straight bucket. Roaches on the ceiling, living room, straight thugging. Should've been left, but the trap stayed bucket, nigga, yeah. Big time, big time. Brain so small, you would think it 10 times. So I told you niggas for the 5th time. I'ma get mine. Yeah, I got a ring so big, call the shit big time. She don't wanna fuck me, man, a bitch line. I've been known to get $1 billion rich grind. Hit the studio, fade like an inline. Sorry, I'm a Cristiano Gucci with the dough. Teachers call me stupid, now I'm stupid with the flow. Stupid with the whip game, stupid bang roll. Stupid ass nigga get stupid pay shows. I've been on the road, now a nigga know my way around. Yeah, big time, Cupid chain, weigh me down. Yeah, fly private, I can turn the plane around. Yeah, these niggas pissy that we stay around. Yeah.
Fuck all that shit. Where you going, you scary ass nigga? Damn, Seth Rollins really got injured off that shit. That's fucking crazy, bro.
Thank you, Dad, by me chocolate cake.
You're welcome, buddy.
Well, I give it to Nori, but I eat 2 pieces. I eat 3 pieces.
Here's mushroom. Here's Maxwell. He knows how much his teammates count on him. Shot clock at 5. He knows how much his teammates no one leaves as he lets it go. Attacks in the tray. Attacks in the tray. Shot clock at 5. No one leaves as he lets it go. Attacks in the tray. Shot clock at 5. No one leaves as he lets it go. Attacks in the tray. Shot clock at 5. He's got 9. Count it. He's the biggest guy. He consists here's Maxwell. No one he's got 9. Here's Maxwell.
No, but my feet are down to the bottom. That's because you can go with that. See that? Do you want that? No, different space like
Let's talk about Saturday night's main event, and specifically Seth Rollins. He got injured during the LA Knight match, and for this video, I just kind of want to unpack it a little bit off the cuff with you guys, and I want to talk a little bit about Goldberg. I'm gonna do a whole Evolution, probably Saturday night's main event video review once everything is all done, but specifically about Seth Rollins because this is such a huge problem. Number one, Seth is apparently, according to all the reports, legitimately injured. Because in the moment, didn't know, right? Nobody knows. But all reporting coming out now that Seth did in fact hurt his leg, hurt his knee. That is number one, the worst thing. Like, don't want to see anybody injured, don't want to see anybody hurt. It's awful. And it really does put WWE and creative in a very precarious position and difficult one, I think, because of how much is involved with Seth, Money in the Bank, the storylines. But again, number one, hopefully Seth is going to be healthy. Maybe he tweaked his knee and he can keep going, and it's not something he can rehab and stay involved and maybe continue on. And if he does have to take time off, hopefully it's a short window and he gets right back at it because it's important that everybody is just healthy and good. Having said that, I want to unpack a lot of what the implications are. So with Seth Rollins, he did flip, and he's going to go to LA Knight, and when he landed, it looks like that's where he hurt his leg. Then they called an audible, it seems, where LA Knight then eventually just did a BFT pin Seth in 1, 2, 3, and that was it. LA Knight looked upset. Obviously, that wasn't the finish, wasn't the plan, and it's where do we go from here? I think that there's a lot that could happen, and Monday Night Raw is going to be really interesting to see what WWE does to kind of counter this and how do they deal with it. So first of all, do they drop Seth's faction altogether? Do they just put it on hold? Do Braun and Bronson go off with Paul Heyman and just carry on as kind of like a dominant tag team? Because not knowing right now how long Seth might be out for, again, could be weeks, could be months. We just don't know. And then do these guys get any different type of spot? Like, does Braun Breaker get elevated now to more of a main event tier, line with Paul Heyman more directly? There's a lot that could end up happening. The other thing I wondered about was LA Knight. So it didn't seem like LA Knight was going to win this match, like the booking of it, like as they were setting things up. It seemed like Seth should have won. And I actually thought in the moment as Seth like buckled his knee, part of me was like, oh God, like, oh no, I hope he's not injured. But I thought, oh, is it a story piece? You never know. I was like, oh, if he's playing into this and even eating the loss to LA Knight, was he going to show up at the end with Gunther and Goldberg and cash in, or on Raw he's going to cash in, something like that? But obviously it seems like it is very legitimate. What do you do with LA Knight? Because LA Knight getting the victory here didn't seem like it was the plan. And who can he go and fight now that's going to make sense? And the world title with Gunther is very much up in the air. Because you could have LA Knight versus Gunther at SummerSlam if they wanted to do something like that. CM Punk is out there as well. Like, we haven't seen Punk in a little while. What were and could have been the plans for Punk? Would it have been Punk versus Rollins one more time at SummerSlam? What about Roman Reigns? Was Roman going to come back at Saturday Night's Main Event? Was he going to come back in the next week or two to help build towards SummerSlam? I believe that WWE's posters and their advertising has had Roman Reigns on there, like Roman and Cody and Cena and Punk, and they're all on the poster. So I kind of thought, well, they're going to have Roman Reigns show up before SummerSlam to set up a program that could have been a tag team match with Seth and maybe Bronson going up against Roman and Punk, whatever. It does feel like now there's going to be a lot of moving parts. The other question mark is Money in the Bank. So if you guys remember, years upon years ago, remember Mr. Kennedy got injured? He won Money in the Bank, and then he was injured, but then like it turns out like he didn't need to take time off for it with injury, got a second doctor's opinion or whatever. But they stripped him. They immediately stripped Mr. Kennedy of Money in the Bank. I believe it was Edge. Like, they had a match on, I'm going to say SmackDown, and Edge won the briefcase, and off he went. And then Kennedy went off for injury, but he came back shortly thereafter. And Kennedy was about to be like on a huge ascend at the time, but because he lost Money in the Bank, all of that really, he didn't pick up from there. With Seth is very, well-rounded and a prominent force in WWE. One of the top guys. He's one of the major guys in WWE. So Seth can totally come back, recover without Money in the Bank. But what do you do with that piece? Like, literally Money in the Bank. Do you have it
go to Braun Breaker? Like, does Paul Heyman in story, like, how does WWE counter this and pivot this? Does Paul Heyman gift it to Braun Breaker and make him Mr. Money in the Bank? They go a whole new direction. I think very much, do they just, retire it? Like, they just cancel it altogether because Seth is out and they don't give it up with, like, vacate it like a title belt? Or do they do it like a new Money in the Bank ladder match where they have a brand new one and maybe they crown a new Mr. Money in the Bank? I could see them doing kind of a lot of different things. I think it'd be cool in the story if they did have Paul Heyman turn around and he's like, Braun Breaker, here's Seth's briefcase. You now have it. That gives tension with Bronson Reed. Like, why didn't he get it? And they could play that out for a long time. They could also just have it held on to Seth and do nothing with it. Seth, we have no idea how long he's going to be injured and out for. And if it is only a couple of months, well, then it can still work out for him with a cash in. And that's a huge way for Seth also to return. Like, I know we're going way down the road here, but there's so many implications of him being injured for so many different characters, so many different superstars, and the storylines that they were seemingly building towards around Seth. So if Seth holds on to the briefcase, and they just don't know, it might be 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, he's still in the world of wrestling, the world of WWE. He has until the following Money in the Bank to cash that in. So if he can make it back by WrestleMania, you could have a Seth Rollins WrestleMania cash in, Royal Rumble, or even at the next Money in the Bank before the match happens. And that is also a very cool way to bring Seth back in. And if Seth is going to be gone for several months, you can turn him babyface, or you can pick up where he left off and just have him as the big nasty heel, realign with Paul Heyman and go do everything. But the one thing I'll say is, what ends up happening in these types of situations, and they're terrible, like, let's not get that twisted, this is awful, because I was enjoying what Seth was doing, and I wanted to see what was going to play out next, especially right after Saturday Night's main event, because Gunther retained against Goldberg. We'll talk about that in a bit. But I wanted to see where they're going to go with Seth. Was he going to cash in really soon before SummerSlam, at SummerSlam? And where was it going to go? Was he going to add new members? What's the plan B he was talking about? Now that we may not get any of that, where do you see them going from here, and with who?
Look at you, DraftKings. Make sure there's something for everyone. Props, same game parlays, live betting. You guys are in everything. And that's coming from a guy that's in everything. Get Kevin Hart Sportsbooks.
New customers earn a $5 soccer bet to 150 in bonus bets.
Like, does Paul Heyman, Braun, and Bronson, do they kind of just crumble and go away, split and do their own thing? But like I was trying to say is, the one good piece out of all of it that can happen, not always, is other players rise up. It makes room for something really cool to happen because they have to pivot, and they have to pivot really fast to get a new storyline that will work and try to maneuver around everything, because it's not just as simple as Seth was feuding with LA Knight, no briefcase, no faction, nothing, just Seth one-on-one doing this thing as a bad guy. There was so much more going on that it really disrupts the whole flow. One of the good things that could happen is the elevation of other stars, seeing different feuds. Like, does LA Knight come over to Raw and be one of the top babyface acts? Do they elevate other people like a Karrion Kross and really say, okay, we need to push you up higher now because Seth's out. We need more ammunition. We need to fill a huge part of the story, not to make them compelling. Roman Reigns, what's Roman's situation? What was going to be his match at SummerSlam? Was he going to fight Seth at SummerSlam? Like, we don't know. Maybe Punk was going to go off to fight Rollins, and now he's going to go after Gunther. And maybe certain things get fast-tracked where, like, maybe it's Gunther and Punk at SummerSlam. Punk picks up the world title. And then shortly thereafter, maybe by Survivor Series, Seth's healthy and comes back and cashes in against Punk. And, like, that's a really cool story moment that you could have. But you got to build everybody else. You got to have guys like Jey Uso and Sammy, I think Karrion Kross as well. On the bad guy side, you have Gunther as your world champion, but I do feel like you're missing a few other bad guys that are, like, higher up that you can work with. Does Paul Heyman take the reins in character and we have him bring more people into Seth's group and they have Seth not around physically, but keep it in mind that he is the leader, because look at something like the Bloodline, what we had for years. Roman being away. Yes, Roman would come back, or he'd be on TV a lot of the time, or some of the time, and he'd be able to do backstage segments, promos in the ring, but he wouldn't wrestle until the big PLEs. Seth, depending on the injury, maybe it's something like that, where Seth, maybe he can be around physically, and he's on crutches, and he's all taped up, and he can't wrestle, but maybe he can still be there as the big leader, but he's got to rely on everybody else. I think it'd be interesting to see what they do with the faction. Could you elevate Braun Breaker? Because I think they have plans, and it really does feel like he's the next person in line. To me, that whole group really feels like a version of Evolution in terms of Seth is your Triple H, he's the leader. Paul Heyman is the Ric Flair. You have Batista and he's Braun Breaker. Like that's what I always see. And I feel like in months from now, or maybe it's planned for a year from now, the big turn where Braun Breaker breaks off. He did little things on Raw, Braun taking the microphone, taking things into his own hands. I would wonder if they are going to fast track things now, because if Seth is out for 6 to 9 months, I don't know what you're going to do with that story. Braun could step up as leader, or he's going to go after the world title. Maybe he gets it, and maybe it's Braun Breaker versus Punk or something. Like, there's so many different things they could do that will be interesting, because it's just not what you want to see happen. Okay, let's talk briefly about Goldberg. Goldberg retired at Saturday Night's Main Event, and I chuckled a little bit because I didn't care for the ending. I thought that was very disappointing by WWE, not the performers. So the match of Goldberg Gunther itself, for what it was, for a Goldberg match, style of match, I think it delivered. I think it was a better Goldberg match than what we've seen in the past. I think Gunther played it really well.
You think that match was successful?
For Goldberg.
You gotta be shitting me.
To bump around for him, to still be a big dominant.
That nigga Goldberg
tons of chops,
was ass.
which is all really good, and those are pluses for having the match.
Straight ass. I mean, this nigga couldn't barely move in that bitch, bro. Every time he moved, his leg, his knee gave out. I'm like, bro, come on.
Fine. You had the spot where he goes through the barricade. That was really cool. You had the crowd all into it, obviously, for Goldberg's final match and moment. I like how they package everything. I like all the security and all his friends that were walking him out to the ring.
They were ready for that nigga to get the fuck out of there.
And the ending sequence where, you know, we had the ref bump from the spear, you had a new ref come out, you had a jackhammer, which was impressive that Gunther and Goldberg made that happen. So you had the near fall, that moment of spears and jackhammers, and you're like, oh, Goldberg's going to do it. But there's a couple of things with WWE where I feel like they dropped the ball with Goldberg's retirement match and moment. So the ending where he's in the chokehold, right before that, Goldberg kind of just falls down. Like, he's sitting down and then he falls flat. He goes flat. Because it's like his knee, the whole story there was like his knee gave out, his body gave out. And Michael Cole's doing a good job, I think, and Wade Barrett of telling that story of like, you know, it was like one more time and just trying to get like last gas out of it. So I thought the commentary did a good job. Goldberg kind of like falling over at the very end and then just kind of Gunther sliding into the choke. I was kind of like, oh, that didn't look as, I don't know, clean, or maybe I would have done that sequence differently. Like, Goldberg goes for a spear, misses, and then it goes into a rear choke, and then Goldberg passes out or taps out. So I thought that was a little bit off. The main things that were off for me, I came out of it enjoying the match, by the way. Just Goldberg's final match. I grew up in the Attitude Era. I grew up during Goldberg's streak. So for me, it's just nostalgia, and it's something you just go, hey, that's fun. It's fun to have a good time of wrestling. Some people say, I don't need old Goldberg on my TV doing this stuff, but hey, I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't like the build, and not just because you didn't have Goldberg every week. I thought the go home segment they did, Goldberg coming out, just really, really hyped up. I thought that was a better way of doing it. I didn't like how it was never built for Goldberg to win the world title. No one never expected Goldberg to win the world title. That would be silly. However, the story of the position is in the World Heavyweight Championship
The Nuggets trail. Moutier does to Donovan.
It was never the focus. The focus was always just his retirement. This is his last match. Michael Cole was the one that made mention of it in the sit-down interview. They didn't talk about it. It was after on commentary. And Michael Cole was like, hey, what happens if you win the world title? And he's like, oh, we'll see. I didn't care for that because we're not playing into it. You're not playing into the team of world title. What if Goldberg wins the World Championship? So during the night,
and why?
They never really been talking about the world title. That they never talking about Goldberg winning the World Championship. It was completely built as his retirement. Yes, we all expected to be that's what it was. Then make it a non-title match or have a different opponent for Goldberg. That's where I was like, come on, you're going to have the world title in there? Why not hype up the possibility, just for the story, just for the sake of the story, that Goldberg could retire with the World Heavyweight title? They didn't do that. So I thought that was a big miss. The other big miss,
it's official. Silver and Blood just dropped, and this got the globe is straight up fire. We're talking vampires, holy wars, and cursed alchemists. In this game, you're learning to a war between the Silver Cross and Moon Children. This world is dark, the art is gorgeous, and the vibes are pure gothic chaos. On top of that, the voice acting is absolutely top.
Was going to be the ending. Goldberg loses. Luther rolls out here like, okay, we're going to get Goldberg's celebration, his thank yous, his goodbyes. They cut the commercial. And I looked at the clock and I was like, there's 4 minutes left before 10 o'clock. They cut the commercial break when Goldberg isn't even talking yet. It just, you had the final shot with Goldberg lying down and Gunther walking out of the ring. And it just ended. And I sat there and I was like, what is it? Is that it? Like I looked at it, there's like 3-ish minutes left. What are they doing? Are they just, is the show over? So if you're such a legal attacker, I don't really have someone back with commercial break, but you saw the match. So as a viewer and a casual viewer, you might be like, oh, Goldberg lost. Oh, we cut the commercial. Okay, that's just the end of the show. So you didn't stick around. So like, whoever did that, I didn't care for that. I'm like, you could have changed that, I think. Why not give the guy a little bit more of a send-off? You have to squeeze in another commercial break, another one at the end? Like, it just didn't make any sense.
All this is Triple H. All this screams Triple H. He was mediocre as a wrestler, and now he's trash as a fucking owner, GM, whatever the fuck you want to call this trash ass. Vince is by far the greatest of all time, bro.
Like, he's talking, and then they just cut the whole thing. I'm like, that felt very flat. And I thought that was not a very nice way to treat a guy who's done quite a bit in business, and he's been around for a long time, and the fans of his will be like, hey, I kind of want to hear the guy's goodbye send-off. And they cut it off, because you gotta go to the next show. And I get it's on network TV, it's not on Netflix, they can't control that as much, but I don't think you had to do the whole, like, do the 2-week commercial break post-match. You lost probably a ton of your audience, and you cut the guy off for his send-off and his thank you. I think people just want to see that. The final one is Goldberg doing this, maybe go to the top rope, and breaking his hand, and his music hits, and that's it. And they can get that. So, I thought that was a bummer. I think Seth getting injured is a huge wild card, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens next. Guys, let me know if you like these videos, or just kind of ranting, going off the cuff a little bit. And what do you think of Saturday's main event? We got at least a few minutes of recording this, so we'll see what happens. That was yourself. Check out the
why the fuck
can you what happen next? Coming up to SummerSlam and beyond that. There's going to be a food. Interesting stuff. Have a great day. Yeah.
Deflects off the backboard. And Nurkic gets it to go.
And this is the effort you want to see out of your guys, win or lose.
Well, you're tripping saying he's the greatest pure scorer in NBA.
He's not tripping, but he's
I mean, I'm not fighting his argument. I'm not fighting his because he could score from 3 different levels.
He's not better than Melo. He's not better than Carmelo. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. He was not better than Carmelo Anthony, nigga. Stop playing with him. All 3 levels, nigga. All 3 levels. He was not a better finisher than Carmelo. Big body Melo. He was definitely not a better mid-range shooter than Melo. Straight gunner. And you was definitely not a better 3-point shooter than Melo. Straight gunner, nigga. Stop playing with me.
I gotta talk about how they continue to force turnovers and turn those turnovers into points. They came out aggressive. They
girl, I'm about to like the rest of them going I mean, he can't step around and do it. That's what it is. That's not the greatest scorer ever.
Touch at the rim.
Now we hear Parker to the next thing.
7 feet tall.
He's one of them. He's one up. 100%. Everybody can say what they want about himself. They'll say he's the greatest.
Indiana gonna win, baby!
Where's Florida asking people what they put their money on? I'm all in on OKC!
Indiana got that dog in them!
Will egg prices go up this month?
I think we'll hit $20. How many hurricanes do you think we'll have this year? Kelsey lets you legally trade on anything, anywhere in the U.S. OKC!
Into the fourth quarter. Nurkic finds Moutier. Nurkic just screen on top. That one's in there.
Get the fuck out of here. Moutier.
With options starting at less than $1 a day, boot camps. Our doctor trusted trainings are powered by proven ingredients like that.
He definitely wanted him. He wanted our study.
Yeah, he's one of them. Yeah, I get. That's why I said I'm not gonna say he's not spit, but he's one of them. He's not the best though.
Top 3 or top 5. I don't think there's a. I don't even put no number on all that because there's so many niggas that can put the ball in the basket. It's real simple. 3, 4, 5 level
Like
scoring.
Adrian Danley, but see, all the older niggas, they was never 3-point shooters though, for real. They was really mid-range gunners. David Thompson, that nigga was a scoring machine.
He definitely up there. Yeah, for sure.
That nigga Alex English, oh my god. Tracy McGrady, oh my god. Are you gonna be throwing my life?
Yeah, it's true, man. It's cold. Sneaky bounce, though. It's bounce today.
Not getting Steph Curry shot.
He was athletic, but he was built. He was quick.
Oh, that shit, Curry.
Yeah, all that shit.
Curry gonna lead the playoffs in steals, I'm telling you.
Yeah, sit out the window when he got the ball. He was a good body. You know,
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
For his first turnover.
Clark from Riverside.
Really been a good
Yeah, you know, I'm at LA. I mean, he's in the whole county of LA. I'm just saying, he's one of the guys. Man, he's got 2 finals MVPs and shit. Yeah, he's a pure scorer. He only played no teams now. He a pure scorer too.
What a package, real bad.
That mechanic, we're talking about American facts. So that scorer come out of LA. I'm sitting on the couch with another good scorer to come out. The Valley does count. It does count. Cleveland High count. Grant. Task work. All here spitting and tripping. He's the greatest pure scorer in NBA history. Here's an argument. When you're talking about just levels of scoring and knowing how to score, you're talking about post-up, check-in, mid-range, 3, isolation, great at the free throw line, great around the basket. And you're talking about the idea of, if I cut this off, what else do you have? Or cut this off, what do you have? So when people talk about 3-level scoring, it's considered basically basketball talk because that's casual talk, right? When you're talking about the 5, 6, 7, realm of scoring, you're talking about a different group of players. Like there's only a few players, handful of players that are in the 5, 6, 7. Right? No matter how good they can score from mid-range or the 3, do they have the post-up game? Do they have the ISO game? What's wrong with that? Right? Are they great in double teams? Right? Are they great free throw shooting guys? So, when you're talking about just an all-around level of scoring, yeah, he can put himself in that conversation. Now let's shift to my next question. So, in all your expert opinions, who is the best pure scorer you've seen with your own eyes? Best pure scorer that you've seen. Don't have to be all time, but in your own first opinion, you watch them and say, this is a pure scorer right here. That's all I'm saying. I am good, man. I am good now. Even that, but I don't want. Really Hall of Fame. Jersey Hayes around. I'll say, there's somebody that can score. Pure scorer.
He's a leader.
I say Spike Beasley. Michael Beasley. Interesting. Interesting, Clay. I'm good. That's over there shaking ass, huh? That's over there shaking ass scared. You gonna be missing that man name. They had you shaking wrong, man. I want to see it. Oh, shit, man. I did take the back. I don't know what, Katie. But you're going to say KD, yeah, she think that's your score. That's what Paul mentioned in his playing in 2, playing 3, his ability to do things that previously I didn't hear like that. Weren't permitted by people inside. Every time. They probably do more so might go do it. Very good choice. Very good score.
3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter.
How about yourself?
Clever move by Curry, taking the foul, but still.
Number 8. Marcus Johnson from the Clippers? Okay. What's number 8? Little Kobe. Little from Kobe. The number 8 Kobe. I wonder about the number 8 Kobe. His pure scoring ability, that impressive. Raw talent, different. When you're talking about what he was doing as a 18, 19, 20-year-old at that level. It was purity. Like when we're just talking about purity of the game, especially the game back then. Like scoring is IQ. Just some people just have a gift of scoring. You can put T-Mac in there. Even somebody like Vince Carter was a natural scorer. I mean, even if he uses ability or didn't at that level. I mean, some people just know how to put the ball. James Harden, I mean, you know what I mean? There's just people that that's what they do. Like, I'll put Nick in there. But when I seen him work out, I was like, man, if I had to take him and say, hey, take everybody in the NBA and mimic everything Kobe does, I thought he was the only person that can do it at that level. Like when people said Kobe's the next thing to Jordan, they're talking about the movement. Right, to fade away, everything you can take. So if you have Jordan, someone can mimic it, that was Kobe. Somebody that can mimic
Kobe's not making that mistake.
Yeah. That's why you pay, man. That's why how does it make you feel that you're giving you a compliment? Carol Gilbert for them underdog woo. Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Is that glazing or is that? No, man. Yeah, it gives me confidence for a year. Damn. You know what I mean? Get back. Get together for years. You shaking it to the left, I'm shaking it to the right. Fast checking. Y'all know. We're putting this dynamic duo. And we're going to talk more Beasley in a second. You don't even look at me like that, man. Y'all are like, get him back. I look here popping ass. I'm watching you represent for the arena. I'm on my vacation. Same day, I'm people got taking medicine, so I'm a little nervous. I'm back. All right, well, let's keep this thing moving. Today's podcast is sponsored by Rough Drink.
I'm so pissed off at all of you. Why has no one told me about weed torture? And now it takes the 1.8 million BCs of propane for even avoiding seeing this rock garden because no one wants to get on their hands and knees and we have
Paul Pierce spitting or tripping saying he's the greatest pure scorer in NBA history. I mean, I'm not fighting his argument. I'm not fighting what he's saying because he could score from 3 different levels. I kind of caught Paul quite late. Giannis was on stream with I Show Speak.
When, please.
Maya, I don't know, man. Get your sister to Kenny or not, man. What you gonna do, man? I don't got time for that.
You know you have to.
Can't want to eat it then. Better not be on the floor. Where was it? Was it on the floor?
No.
Go rinse it off. Ooh.
Daddy, rinse it off.
No ads, no ads, no ads. King Shot brings you endless fun without any breaks. So one of the coolest things about sports in general, but specifically basketball, is
with I Show Speed said this when asked about his future in Milwaukee.
What do you see? LA? No, Florida. Florida. Yeah. Tax are better there, huh? Yup, tax is good there. Tax is better there. I think the tax is bad. New York tax is bad. Yeah. Hell no. A lot of people tried to convince me. To go play there. And stuff. Oh no. So you stay in Milwaukee? Probably. See? Probably a little Milwaukee. You have to throw that love in.
Probably.
So you gonna stay with us probably?
Did that sound convincing?
Might be playing this. I might. You follow that? Probably. I am. I'm a love.
If I am, I'm gonna go love her. Okay. So when you hear Giannis talking like that, I hope so.
I hope so.
Giannis saying probably, we'll see.
Yeah. That sounds like the right answer. Man. Yeah. He's been rolling out there with this on this year.
He's Greco Nigerian.
He's always been, where he came in, I'm not signing my extension. I mean, he's always kind of.
He's been applying pressure the past few years. I want to be in a championship team. I could explore some of the Warriors,
Think about it. Left in the fourth.
If we're going to talk about somebody being loyal, he seems like probably the most loyal when it comes to what he values. Right? Family, agent, the only agent that ever believed in him. That's the guy he's riding, whether you're talking about brother, family, or like he's a very loyal person, so it seems like he had tried to do whatever it takes to stay there. So I don't disagree with that. Obviously, he spent his entire career in Milwaukee, has an opportunity to play there. But it comes to a point too, if you want to win championships,
to save them tonight.
Not by a long
do you feel like that is a place where you can do it?
It's three outside.
There's a force of what makes me think that I can't do it again if you give me some more people.
That's my point.
So give me some more people, what makes you like, that's something I can do it because of my approach. This is, I know what I'm going to do, but I need help. So, never mind. I can see him putting it out there. Put more people around him, but you never know. You never know what the motivations are for the organization moving forward, what their plan might be. Might be out of control. It might come in there and play. Listen, we think it's best for you to find another home. This is the direction we're about to go. Could be that. Never know. But if it's up to him, I'm pretty sure he'll try to bring pieces. He'll try to win that.
All right, you got family in Milwaukee looking for you.
Man, I think it's time for him to move on, though. Come here. Can we give up Kobe? Can we give up,
Kobe jersey? Where was you?
No, I'm saying because Kobe told him to win and shit, so that'd be a great honor to honor all that and come here.
Milwaukee is taking on 1 year. Yeah, but LeBron's gonna go back. He's going back to Cleveland. AR, all right. Yeah, we think that.
You guys got the Christmas take.
I get it from the AR side. That's what I'm saying. You Milwaukee, you take AR? It's a pick. You take AR? It'd be a lot of trades. So, like, you see LeBron this way, he can be there. So you want to involve every trade. These niggas, 85,300, man. You give us some money. 300. You give me 85 plus 300. They give us 85,000 for 300. We'll give it 300. No, this is 85. Don't forget the 300. I'm saying, man. Listen, I don't think he's in a... Right now, he has an advantage with his legacy, and whatever he's done it there, right? Right, he's won his 2 MVPs there. He's won his championships there, finals MVP there, scoring title there. He knows how the media works. If he demands a trade, his legacy gets chopped in half, right? Because the great ones didn't do it. He knows if he stays home and they trade him, he only loses 10% value because it was them that did it. I mean, these kids are getting a little bit smarter. They're watching what you're doing to the rest of the players that came before them, and it seems like that he's willing to stay home and play his career out and try to win there because he knows his legacy depends on it. It's when you decide to leave and go chase, it seems like it doesn't favor you because you're now being compared to people who stayed there their whole career with their legacies intact. So I don't think he's going to leave because what he's done there, he's in front of a lot of people in their legacy. Like that 1 championship there jumps a bunch.
Yeah, 1 championship, 2 MVPs, that equals a statue in Milwaukee.
Yeah. So for him and the NASA. So I mean, so right now you're talking about people talking about respecting, championships and legacy. It's him and Curry that's been there the longest. Jokic is going to be traveling right behind him if he stays there. So Giannis 12 seasons in Milwaukee, 3rd longest active tenure with one team. Obviously Steph still first place. Draymond in 2nd, both with Golden State. Then him, then Booker, then being honest. Shit at this point. Yeah. Tatum. Yeah. The 26-year-old. Brown was like Brown is the year before. All these niggas is 26 and this is the longest. That's crazy. Longest tenure. I'm 26 years old. Yeah, I got with the age stage put, man. When you build something somewhere and you can walk around places, man, and he's fucking him there. Right? Yeah. Let's talk about another team in the Eastern Conference that at least one person in this arena will appreciate.
Trust isn't hoping, it's knowing. With a world-class network where technology brings visibility to every step. One more reason, UPS is the most trusted shipping brand. UPS, being unstoppable.
I just got my athletics order this month, and I realized that I couldn't pick my athletic dresses because I got not 2, but 4 different styles. And I saw the blue and the yellow. There was no way I was going to be able to pick between the 2. So I got both. Blue has the daintiest floral print that is so pretty. Love the crisscross straps at the back. Has the built-in shelf bra, and then it also has the built-in shorts, which are an absolute necessity for me. Here's the butter yellow, which how absolutely gorgeous is this shape. It has the built-in shorts as well, and it also has a shelf bra too. This one has a halter back, which I actually really like for the space of my nursing life, but Carol's so it was not your first order when you sign up for the VIP, so you can
Hardest thing with the Clippers, a good move for him and the team. Yeah, what else they gonna get? That boy is nice. Yeah, what else they gonna get? What you gonna get? Unless you get it in that little bit in his face.
This in the West this season. Remember we talked before the season started with Kawhi's injury concerns. This nigga came on to the next topic, man.
All right.
You know, because the Lakers are dudes taking restructuring for veteran teams. How you gonna increase the salary with that move? Yeah, we'll talk all things NBA here and give them represented by $100
Wait till he gets traded. I can't wait till he gets traded now, man. I ain't never heard him walk like this about him. He'll take young player, man. Y'all get the fuck on out of here, man. I ain't never heard him. What's wrong with you? Because I'm a Laker fan first. He mustn't pay you this much. No, I'm a Laker fan first. To take a pay cut and restructure your deal, the Lakers win good money.
This is a Clippers topic.
We good money. We like real we set up for the future kind of thing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is we good moving forward. And for the fact that who's free agency right now?
You can look at me all you want.
Them niggas holding us hostage. It was cool when Kobe did it because he is Mr. Like this. So he can do it for you. I agree. We don't want an outside nigga coming over here just holding us hostage.
LeBron brought the Lakers the hardest championship in NBA.
Of course, and we appreciate you for that. But now we got a white man, okay? Now we got a white man. That's the man in this thing. So,
arguably the most important Slovenian in the history of the country.
So we just sell out, brother. Sell out, brother. For the next time, you got to turn against your own. Brother, to get ahead in life.
We knew this day was coming.
It's like Call of Duty, man. You already, I can save you. But the smoke comes. The party just keep running. That's all. But look, hearing everybody say pay cuts and restructure deals is.
Well, I think Harden had about $36 million on his player option, actually getting more bread as a result of this.
No. When you restructure, you're getting more, but it's less on the salary cap. So yeah, like if he stays in his deal, it's whatever that cap is. And if I restructure and I give you 15 more million, who is 15 more million added to what it is divided by 2 now? Right, so it saves the team more money.
I think it's like 46 more million already. The outside of the table ends up getting 2 for 82. A little bit more. Hard a little bit,
What our team is right now with the structure of the 3 that we have is 2 decided to take a nice little pay cut. Okay, with Austin, I get it. Big man. And I know as a player, it's not in your job to help them out because this is their friend. Whoever this dude is, I get the logistics. He is worth what he's worth. You trying to get there, so taking a $50-something million pay cut at the end of your career to help him in the future of his team where it is his team. He's going to make his money back today, tomorrow, next year, 20 years from now. He's going to be, I get the logistics of it, but
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running. That's why at Grainger, we're here for you. With professional-grade industrial supplies and fast delivery. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by.
Y'all.
Once, get it done.
So back to James Harden. The Los Angeles Clippers.
I'm not a Clipper fan, but
this is like NBA stuff.
They're doing it over there.
Wait, how do you feel?
Yeah,
So one of the coolest things about sports in general, but specifically basketball, is we can point out all the numbers we want. At a certain point, it comes down to what do your eyes tell you? What do you prefer? What do you look for in a basketball team? Are you looking at this player? How good is he individually versus how good he is in the team format? All that. There's a lot of different ways to look at it, and when I think of that, I think of Carmelo. Now, recently, Paul Pierce did the thing where he said he's a better scorer than Michael Jordan. I think you guys should just ignore Paul Pierce. He's just being Paul Pierce, right? He doesn't believe that. But I do believe that Paul Pierce is doing himself a disservice because the more he says stuff like this, the more people can downplay how good or how great he actually was. And in that video where he's talking about Michael Jordan, I don't know if Kobe came up, Kobe probably came up, Kevin Durant came up, right? LeBron came up. Paul Pierce is like, I'm a better scorer than all of them. When it got to Melo, he had some real flaws there. And that tells you how players feel about Melo and how fans feel about Melo. Because eye test, watching Carmelo, that looks like one of the greatest scorers of all time. And that's eye test. The numbers will tell you that as well, considering he's the top 10 scorer of all time. But when you dig deeper into the numbers of Melo, there's a lot of concerning stuff, and we'll get into that in a second. But eye test-wise, who do you want, Melo or Paul Pierce? It's Melo, no question. Like, who do I want to watch more? It's Melo, no question. And Paul Pierce is, the way we talk about Paul Pierce, even like positively, it's not really true. Paul Pierce wasn't, maybe I'm wrong, I don't look at Paul Pierce as like smooth. He looks very weird out there. He was a very awkward player, right? Like, he was stiff, he had this big body, he had long arms, but he didn't really have balance, so he would get a couple posters. Like, he was a very, very unorthodox type of scorer, but he found ways to get it done. And I don't want to downplay it like he didn't have a bag or anything. He did. It just didn't look graceful like a Carmelo. At an elite first step, I would assume Melo jumped higher. But these are all things you watch Melo and you feel like he's this unstoppable force, and I don't want to say he wasn't, but I was shocked to find out certain things about Melo that I never really noticed as a child growing up. First of all, Melo, the Melo we think of as this elite three-point shooter, didn't really happen until we got to New York. First of all, let me get this out of it. I think Melo is the better individual one-on-one scorer. I think Melo is one of the greatest of all time. And what I'm about to say kind of goes to further that point. But New York Melo and Denver Melo are different players. It's a shocking stat. And I'm sorry that I'm in reruns here, but Melo's first 7 years in the NBA, he only shot 30.8% from three. Russell Westbrook's first 7 years in the NBA, he shot 30.4% from three. So Carmelo, the guy we think of, three to the head, right, wasn't a good shooter in Denver. We don't remember it that way. So it's like, which Melo are we actually comparing? In 8 years in Denver, he shot 31% from three on only 2.3 attempts per game. In New York, that went up to 37% from three on 5 attempts per game. I think you would have to say that New York Melo was the better player. But the idea that Melo at 22 years old scored 29 points per game while only making 0.6 threes per game and shooting 27% from three, that's crazy. That lets you know how crazy of a scorer he was. But when I look at Melo, I feel like it took too long for people to realize, maybe for coaches to realize, maybe for him to realize that he was a force. And if I were to take Paul Pierce, it would probably be for this reason. Maybe, right? I still got to think about that. Maybe I'll get a definitive answer at the end.
What did you grab, kid? Make sure there's something there. NBA2k25, live betting. You got it in everything. And that's coming from a guy that's in everything. Get Clever Heart Sportsbook.
New customers earn a $5 soccer bet into 150 infos.
Melo, assist-to-turnover ratio was more in line with fours, but even for the elite fours of the NBA, it was bad. And I understand we don't think of Melo as a passer, but it's even worse than you imagine. Right? If you look at him in comparison to the elite fours, the Tim Duncan, Kevin Durant, Chris Webber, Dirk, even these guys had a significantly better assist-to-turnover ratio than Carmelo. Carmelo's more in line with guys like LaMarcus Aldridge and Kevin Love. Now, do I think Carmelo was, that bad of a passer off the dribble? Like, I don't think it was that bad, but those numbers are actually kind of crazy. And by the way, Paul Pierce was not much better, but if we look at Melo's whole time in Denver and New York compared to Paul Pierce's whole time in Boston, it is 3.1 assists for Melo compared to 3.9 for Paul Pierce. Not that bad, but Paul Pierce did almost average a full assist more while keeping the same amount of turnovers, so there is a gap there in playmaking and turning the ball over. That number is just very shocking to me. But then if we start comparing Melo to fours instead of threes, that conversation gets really dark really quickly because I already went through the elite fours, the Duncans, Dirk, Garnett, right? And if you look at those guys, let's exclude Dirk from this conversation, but guys like even Blake Griffin, like these guys were better passers than Melo, better defenders than Melo, better rebounders than Melo. If you want to classify Melo as a four and look at all the other stuff that the elite fours did, Melo would be coming up short there as well. Do I think Melo could have had like a Dirk level run? I think so. Like the team was in that way. But even saying that, it's not like he had something that was so similar to Dirk. No, Melo did not have Steve Nash. He had the last year of Jason Kidd's career. But Melo did have Andre Miller, probably going to be one of the most underrated players in NBA history, looking back in a couple years. He did have Chauncey Billups. He did have Allen Iverson. That happened. He did have Jason Kidd. I just said that. Like, it's not like he didn't have point guard play. He had a lot of people that could set him up. He just wasn't the shooter that Dirk was until later in his career. And then the Amari Stoudemire situation where Amari gets hurt, he had the best chance against Indiana, right? So that was unlucky. But then when he got someone like a Porzingis, like, Melo wasn't the guy that was going to make other players better in that way. Maybe his presence could, but he wasn't a playmaker in that way. So that's why it's difficult for me to really place Melo. And it's funny comparing him to Dirk because that's what New York tried to do, right? They went and got Tyson Chandler, they went and got Jason Kidd, right? They tried to build that Mavericks team around Melo. But even when I want to be generous and compare Melo to someone like Dirk, if you look at their numbers in the mid-range, Dirk was still a much more efficient mid-range bucket than Melo. While being a better rebounder, same level of passer, you might even argue a better defender. Another debate I can have right now is better on defense or Dirk. If there really is, you can make that argument. He was a better shooter, he was a better mid-range shooter. Like, even when I want to compare him to someone like Dirk, because I do feel like it's a fair comparison, Dirk still outshined him in those areas. So I think where I come down on this is, do I want Melo or Paul Pierce as my number one option? I want Melo. But does that always mean you're a better player? I know that sounds crazy, but does that always mean you're a better player? Because I think I would rather have Paul Pierce as a number two option than Melo as a number two option, but even then I don't really know. But I think I would rather have Paul Pierce because he would be a better connecting piece. He would be able to be a secondary ball handler and get other people involved, while Melo is just that go-to scorer. And I think Paul Pierce is more of a complementary player. And it's hard to say because we don't know what Melo would have been in a different situation. But even that championship Celtics team, Paul Pierce took a back seat. Paul Pierce allowed Ray Allen to play his game, allowed Kevin Garnett to play his game. Of course, Rondo played a big part in that as well. Could we imagine Melo in that role? Maybe you could, right? Maybe you could. But Paul Pierce in that championship year only took 13 shots per game. He averaged 19 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, shot 39% from 3, and was just an all-around player in a way that Melo never showcased. But Melo was elite of the elite at scoring, so maybe I'm not being fair to him. Why do I look at Dirk and say, oh, that was a much better version of that when it was probably pretty close, right? But I just imagine Paul Pierce as a better guy playing off of other elite talent, which I believe is a very underrated skill. Maybe it's not the best way to look at the conversation when talking about who's better, but I'm imagining like any all-time great player, who would I rather put next to him, Melo or Paul Pierce? It's probably Paul Pierce. And since we know Melo as the number one main guy didn't really do much playoff-wise, I think it's fair to look at them in that context. And I know people are immediately going to point to Paul Pierce had a better team. That's why he won the playoffs, sure, right? But Melo won 3 playoff series his whole career. Paul Pierce won 16. Again, a lot of those, of course, with Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen. For what it's worth, he won 3 playoff series in total before those guys arrived. So whatever you want to do with that information. But I want to get off of Paul Pierce versus Carmelo. You guys can debate that amongst yourselves in the comments. I really want to know what you guys think about that. But I think immediately people are just going to say Melo. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But what about the whole idea of just because you're the number one option, maybe doesn't mean you're the better player? Because immediately I think of Paul George, which people will disrespect in this conversation. But I think Paul George
get a 4% APY with Robinson Gold, which is much higher than the national average. And you can get up to $210 max on your eligible contributions to your IRA. Maximize your money potential for just $5 a month. Sign up now and get the first 30 days free.
your deadline, where it is. With Wix.com, you can explore a range of options that work best for you. See?
Why do you do that every time, bro? Just shoot the fucking ball, bro.
These three, he's the best passer of these three. He's the best shooter of these three. He's the best defender of these three. And it's not like he's not a great scorer, but if we're talking about one-on-one need a bucket, I'm going Melo over Paul George. But if I want to win, right, and again, Melo is the better go-to number one option. But if I'm building a team, would I rather take Melo or take Paul George? I'm probably taking Paul George. Now maybe you have doubts about Paul George, like mentally, not mentally, but you guys get what I'm saying, like the leadership, those intangible qualities. I can see
I'm definitely taking my boy Young Teresa.
Sure. But as far as a player, I think it's Paul George. And I love Melo. I don't love Paul Pierce, but I'm growing to respect Paul Pierce the older I get. But Melo, I love Melo. But I think I'm taking Paul George. And this is not a new conversation or way of thinking. This has always been a debate, right? You got people that think Scottie Pippen is overrated, right? Because he wasn't this scorer. Scottie Pippen's career high in points per game is 22 points per game. With no Michael Jordan on the team, he only put up 22 points per game, but he did everything else on the court. Averaged 3 steals, averaged almost 9 boards, right? But he probably had people at the time that were like, is Scottie Pippen better than Adrian Dantley? And that's probably a bad example because their primes don't exactly align with each other, but they played against each other, and Adrian Dantley was putting up 30 points per game. Was he better than Scottie Pippen? I'll let y'all decide on that. Of course, it's not exactly what we're talking about. Paul Pierce was no Scottie Pippen. Paul Pierce was no Paul George in terms of defense and other things on the court, right? So I'm not saying that. But just overall, that idea around who's better has always been debated. And Carmelo was elite of the elite at getting the bucket, but there were other things on the court that he did not do at an adequate level, or for sure not an elite level. It makes me lean toward other guys, right? Don't quote me on this, I'm just saying this off the top of my head. But I feel like if we were to look at the top 50
Good
and
game,
a little jump
team.
shot.
Good game, fellas.
It wasn't for the first quarter.
I got him!